another wonderful edition of Speedway Review as we are getting closer to the 2026 NASCAR season. And boy, it's almost here. We're getting excited, and it's almost like a kid waking up on Christmas morning. But so tonight we have the clash that's going to be going on Sunday night at the Bowman Gray Coliseum at Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And not to mention, of course, we do have the Speedy Awards that all of us have lined up. And it'll be interesting to see what we all chose for the categories that we did tonight. And fasten your seatbelts, guys. This is going to be a wonderful show tonight. And so, as mentioned, my name is Stat Boy Corey, and on the left side of the screen is none other than the host himself from Connecticut, Mr. Chris Burns.
Hello, everybody. Just so you know, this is the first of our weekly going forward until November. We're back weekly, every single week. Thank you. I'm glad to be here. As you guys may have learned 2 weeks ago, Corey's not producing the show. As we go forward in the next 2 weeks, he's going to learn more and more and more. And then I'll go back to opening the show. But for this week, Corey opened the show. And Corey, I'm going to step on your toes a little bit because I have only one more time after tonight to say this.
Yes.
Please welcome the former producer extraordinaire, still the man with no hair. And as of 2 weeks, he's leaving us for bigger, better things, but we'll check in every now and again. He has helped us so much. Please welcome Big Herm, Michael P.S. Herman.
What's up, guys? What is up?
I'm excited, not only because we're going weekly after this, as we do every late January till November, but racing season is almost here. However, there is a hiccup going forward. There's snow in North Carolina, and there is a fear that the clash at Bowman Gray Stadium may not happen. Have you heard this news yet? I just found this out 2 minutes ago.
So I heard that there's going to be some kind of system that's going to be going up the coast. And from what I heard from one of my friends, that there is a possibility that the clash might not happen as well. And I did see the pictures and videos of the recent storm that just passed by currently. And of course, there was snow in North Carolina and, of course, at Bowman Gray Stadium as well. And yeah, I mean, the only thing we can do now is hopefully it goes in a different direction. But then yet again, when it comes to weather, you never know what that's going to be. But I don't know. I honestly, all I'd have to say is even if the clash doesn't run, I wouldn't be concerned. But I kind of thought about this, for the last few days, and basically I pretty much said that, I think this is the reason why, and I really think the clash should have never left Daytona.
I was going to say, I have 6 words for NASCAR. Put the clash back at Daytona. Never had a problem in the 40 years that the clash was run at Daytona. Got a little rain? Okay, wait it out. Dry the track. You're all good. Running the clash at the Coliseum, bad idea. Now running at Bowman Gray last year, it was pretty decent. But now we have this winter vortex that's going through the east coast of the United States, and Bowman Gray is under 6 inches of snow. Put it back at Daytona. You know what doesn't happen at Daytona? Snow.
Right.
It's not that freaking hard to figure out, NASCAR. And I don't even need to do burn down the house or anything else. I think everybody on the panel agrees with me. Put the clash back at Daytona. That's it. Put it at somewhere warm weather. There's a reason that the NASCAR season in February starts in warm weather states.
Right.
North Carolina in this time of year, not necessarily a warm weather state. Do I want the drivers running in 20-degree weather? Absolutely not. NASCAR has long been considered a warm weather sport. So let's put it in a place that could get snow. Dumb move.
Yeah. I mean, it's funny because, who would have thought that we were going to get this monstrous storm that was like 2,300 miles wide, that spanned from like Texas all the way up to like Maine, which is, I mean, think about this though. I mean, some people probably got, rain and ice, and then most of everybody else got snow, which of course our state was included
Sure.
because well, then yet again, I mean, when it comes to snow, there's nothing you can do on that one except, just, ride it out and
Yeah.
so forth. But I mean, you know, NASCAR has dealt with, with so many like weather type situations before, whether it's either the rain or the snow or the wind or, darkness, to the fact that, one of the tracks lighting system wasn't really working as great. But no, I mean, it is, we'll just see what happens this weekend, and I mean, honestly, it depends on what NASCAR, makes for that call, but we'll just have to see.
I want to shout out my dear friend Alice, who lives in Miami, who the other day when she took her dogs out, and this is how this polar vortex works. In Miami, she says, it's 34 degrees outside. And I'm like, well, I sympathize with you. It's 5 degrees up here in blistering Connecticut. By the way, Herm, that's a gorgeous logo. That is awesome.
Yes.
Who created that, by the way?
AI.
Yeah, AI, but I put in the parameters. Shut up.
I was going to say with
With Chris's help, yes.
Yes.
But yeah, my dear Alice down in Miami's, oh my God, it's 34 degrees. I'm like, I sympathize with you. It's 5 degrees up here. But that's what this polar vortex does. Now, in 3 weeks, when we get to Daytona 500, it's not going to be 34 degrees down there or 24 or whatever the fuck it is. It's going to be moderate. It's going to be 60, 70 degrees. I lived in Florida. I know how this works. It's going to be good. It's going to be temperate, and people are going to have a good time. There might be a little rain. We know this. If you've ever lived in Florida for more than 15 minutes, it rains for about an hour, maybe an hour and a half. Then the sun comes out, and it's all good.
Yeah.
Moving the Clash to Los Angeles, where there's not a lot of rain, I got it, but you picked the wrong track. You built a track inside the Coliseum, and you build it, and then you tear it down. Millions of dollars wasted. Find a track that is not being, you know what? I would be okay if the Clash was at Phoenix every year, but it's not. Stop trying to reinvent the wheel, NASCAR. Seriously, please. Put the Clash in February at a warm weather track, and everything will go well. North Carolina, every now and again, as we are learning this year, every now and again has this low pressure system that comes through. It's ridiculously cold. There's snow on the ground. There's a lot of things that go wrong. But you know where they don't get snow? Daytona. I'm Chris Burns, and that's my opinion. I mean, what else can I say?
Well, I mean, you do have to remember this one though. So the last year when we ran the Clash race at LA Coliseum, and if you remember this was what was it, like 2024 or so. So the race was supposed to run on Sunday, but they had to move it to Saturday night because there was this big like monsoon weather.
Sure,
system
a one-off weather system that happens in that area every 20 years or so.
Oh yeah, and what's funny was that so they moved the race to Saturday night, and then they didn't do all the pre-race stuff and all the festivities and whatever. No, they just had to get the race in and then get the race done, and then boom, it was pretty much out of there. And what was funny was that when I watched that race, I couldn't believe like how many people were sitting in the seats. I mean, there wasn't even a lot of people that that filled up, and of course, all those people that didn't realize the race was going to get moved to Saturday. But I probably think maybe NASCAR decided, okay, since you already bought your tickets and we decided to move it to Saturday instead of Sunday, come in for free, whatever, on the house on us whatsoever, just to fill up those spots. But I think we all knew, like, after that last race, I think the writing was pretty much on the wall.
Yeah, but they moved it to Bowman Gray, and last year went off without a hitch, which is great. it was still cold. If you remember, they were talking about 40-degree temperatures, and the crews were going nuts trying to figure out, okay, it's sub 50. We have to worry about tire wear. We have to worry about this. We have to worry about that. It throws a wrench into everything. If you're going to run the first race of the season at Daytona, cars completely maxed out, you want to learn how they're going to run at Daytona completely maxed out, which is why I think those 6 words bring the Clash back to Daytona.
Yes, absolutely.
And it was super exciting. The last couple years, not so much. Herm, are you using sign language or are you moving your?
Yeah. Look at the top of the screen.
Oh, by the way,
Yeah.
the new logo.
That's
going
what you
forward.
saw, Corey. What you saw was me coming into the account on another device. So there was 3 of me in here, and then
Okay.
you didn't put me on, but I used executive powers to do that while you were doing the show. So
Now,
All
if
right.
you could do, if
Thank
you
you
could
for
use
doing
your
that.
executive powers to put that on the Facebook page, I would be greatly appreciative
Mhm.
because I don't know how to do that. Which is why I ask people who are smarter than
that's
me.
actually Corey.
Oh,
That's actually Corey on the Facebook page.
all right,
Mm.
Corey.
He can pull it from the chat and put it up there and take care of that.
Yeah.
No problem.
And then I
Corey,
can
you
just
know
put
what?
it as the profile picture.
Mhm.
Yes, that's what you need to do.
Gotcha.
You know, we can wax philosophically about this all we want. The end result is everything they've tried, NASCAR, moving the Clash has been a failure. The Coliseum for those 2 years, failure. Bowman Gray last year, pretty decent. I'm not going to lie. The racing was exciting, but there's something about when you hear the term speed weeks, and going back to my first speed weeks in 1988, when you go there and you get the Clash, the duels, which has changed names but I'm still going to call them the duels,
Hmm.
qualifying, the truck race, the Xfinity race, now the O'Reilly, and then you have the Daytona 500. There was something special about being in Daytona for those 2 weeks and seeing all this fantastic racing at a really reasonable price. Why are they not doing that? They're not doing the fans justice.
Honestly, I really don't get it. It's just, um, honestly, I do miss, speed weeks at Daytona, and I do miss, the fact that, you'd run the Clash race under the lights on a Saturday night whatsoever, and and of course, Sunday night it's not bad, but then yet again, it's just,
Sure.
it just misses that nostalgia, if you know what I
Even
mean.
the duels on Thursday, whether or not I was working a 9 to 5 or now my job being, 11 to 9, knowing that I could get home, I could listen to the first duel and then get home and watch the second duel. There's something special about Daytona. There's a reason Daytona is the world center of racing. Bring
Yes.
it back. This is garbage. And I'm going to agree, although I don't often agree, with Dale Earnhardt Jr. Bring the Clash back to Daytona. He's got
Hmm.
it right.
Yes.
All right.
And
So
it,
go ahead, please.
I was gonna say, you want to know what's not garbage?
Bob Backlund.
the fact the fact that Charlotte's going back to the oval for the fall race that's coming up in the chase, which to me I thought to myself, you know what? I mean, I did like the Roval race for a while, and then I kind of thought to myself, I do miss when NASCAR raced on the oval in the fall, and when it was a night race and it was a Saturday night whatsoever, and that was the best part, about that. And hey, racing in the fall at Charlotte, it's going to make it great, and hopefully they'll put it on a prime time slot again, which they used to do, and but yeah, I mean, honestly, like to me, like I'm not surprised, but I'm very happy that they
Yep.
made this move, and all I can just say is, hey, why not bring IndyCar to Charlotte Roval? That'll be interesting. I mean, there was one time a couple years ago, Joseph Newgarden was testing a IndyCar on the Roval, and I thought to myself, that would make it a really good, exciting race, and hopefully, Penske can put it on the IndyCar schedule sometime, either like next year or whatever he has to show for it. But yeah, I'm happy that we get the fall race on the oval again, and it'll be great.
As someone who has been to the fall race at Charlotte on the oval in 2015, that is amazing. Yes, the Saturday night race got rained out. I had to do it on Sunday and then drive the 10 hours back right after the race. But there's something about Charlotte racing, the 2-mile oval. I dig the Roval. I'm not going to lie. But if you're going to switch, if you want to take a date away from somebody and put the Charlotte Roval in there, there's a bunch of tracks that are get in line, do your thing. It's boring as fuck. Start with Pocono. You could go to a million other tracks, take a date away from them that has 2 races, and put the Charlotte Roval on there. Hello, Bill Bingham in the comment section. How you doing, brother?
Hey,
What's
up?
There are other tracks that don't deserve 2 races that get 2 races. Give Charlotte a third and let it be the Roval. I love road course racing. I know Herm loves road course racing. I'm pretty sure that Corey loves road course racing. But take a boring track away and give Charlotte what they deserve. And if that Roval, which has been exciting for the last 3-4 years, the Charlotte Roval is awesome. But take away a boring race. Don't try to feed us cat food and call it prime rib. That's what I'm saying.
Mm-hmm. And I'll beat you to the punch to this one. So,
sure.
Let's say, like, if you do have the NASCAR race on the Charlotte Roval, why not do a NASCAR IndyCar doubleheader weekend? That would be exciting to do, and not to mention they used to do it on the Indianapolis road course for about 2 years or so, and
Yep.
I do like having more of those. And of course, we are doing the NASCAR IndyCar doubleheader at St. Petersburg with the Craftsman Truck Series in February/March, which I think that'll be very interesting to show for it. And I'm also very interested to see how the trucks are going to run on the street course, because I'm going to be honest, I didn't think the Truck Series was going to have a street race, and I didn't think we were going to race at St. Petersburg the same weekend as IndyCar was going to do that. I mean, I don't know what was behind all that. I mean, maybe it was probably a Fox decision/NASCAR decision, because again, Fox does the IndyCar races this season, which they did last season and all that. But it'll be interesting to see how that works. And not only that, I'm very excited, for it as well. And also, I will say this: don't be surprised if we do get a couple open wheel guys, that are going to be running, the trucks at St. Petersburg, because I heard Dario Franchitti's name was mentioned, which was rumored he was going to run one of the trucks, maybe for like Spire or whoever, has like that third like all-star truck, maybe, the Ram for Colleague, or better yet, we might have, Jordan Taylor, we might have probably Montoya, we'll probably have like, guys, that have ran St. Petersburg before, and now they want to have that challenge of, okay, I've driven St. Petersburg in an Indy car, I want to see how it is in a truck, which I think it'll be a lot different. But then yet again, the handling is going to be a lot harder than it is, driving an Indy car and whatnot. But but honestly, there's one guy that I would like to see run the Truck Series at St. Petersburg, and that guy's name is James Hinchcliffe, which of course, he did win. He did win St. Petersburg, I think, back in like 2013 when he was driving for Andretti at the time, and I thought, that wouldn't be a bad move, and I would love to see how that goes as well. But again, I'd be interested to see, like, what the entry list would be. If we have a lot of the open wheel guys try out the trucks at St. Pete.
I'm gonna say this, and I'll have Corey Wex philosophically, because I have to run upstairs real quick. Texas, not so many years ago, did an IndyCar NASCAR doubleheader weekend where the open wheels, I don't know if it was F1 or IndyCar ran, and then the NASCAR guys did their thing, and they raked in super huge numbers in attendance, in merchandise sales, and everything. And to do that would be fantastic, whether you do that at Charlotte, Daytona, Texas, wherever. The numbers are there, and that local community, whether it's Daytona, Texas, Charlotte, whatever, would reap the benefits. If you, when I went to Charlotte, and I'll just bring this up before I run upstairs. Yes, we bought our tickets ahead of time. Yes, we had our seats for the Xfinity, now O'Reilly, and the Cup Series. Yes, the Saturday night race was rained out. We had to watch it on Sunday. But you know what we did? We went to local restaurants, local pubs, local Walmarts, local this, local that. We spent our money in those communities, and it was a boon to their economic, what have you. If they can find a way to put an open wheel race and a NASCAR race on the same weekend and prepare the track for both, regardless of if NASCAR is running all three series or just the Cup, you're going to see an economic boom in that area for the open wheel fans, for the NASCAR fans, for everybody. And I'm agreeing with you, Corey. This is something that NASCAR should look at, not just for them, and F1 or IndyCar should look at for them, but the local communities who have a track like Charlotte, like Daytona, like Texas, who's done it before, and say, we could bring this community buku bucks. Let's make it happen. I got to run upstairs for about 3 minutes. I will talk to you again. Corey, let's hear what you have to say.
So the thing about this is that, if you do want to have a NASCAR IndyCar doubleheader weekend, it has to be on tracks that not only, the Indy cars will be running on that weekend, but you have to do it like at a time constraint. Well, not time constraint, but you have to do it like, you know, at a perfect date, that fits both, NASCAR and IndyCar whatsoever. Heck, I can think of one. I'd love to see, the trucks and IndyCar run at Lime Rock in Connecticut, which of course, I was fortunate enough to go there last June, and I will say, Lime Rock is not a bad road course. I mean, sure, like, you'll only see like most of the front stretch, and then after that, like, you can't really see like the backside of it. But it's parking there was good, and of course, the racing there I thought was superb. But that's one I could also think of, and then yet again, NASCAR, IndyCar at Charlotte on the Roval, which I would really enjoy as well. And I did think of another one that, and this one's going to be kind of wild, but if if we want to do, let's say, maybe a NASCAR F1 doubleheader, I would like to see them run on the road course in Miami, which they've done that the last 2 years. And don't get me wrong, I have watched a lot of Formula One racing, and I will say, it's not bad, but the racing isn't the best from what everybody's expecting, because the only exciting moment you'll get out of that is, oh look, everyone's all spread out 3-4 wide at the start, and then 2-3 laps later, everyone's all playing follow they're all playing follow the leader, for most of the entire race. And then there's pitch strategy, and then there's team orders, this and that and whatever. Which, yeah, that's kind of the boring side of F1 whatsoever. But hypothetically, which one I would love to do is, if we could, do a NASCAR F1 doubleheader weekend, it most likely would be either Miami or the road course at Coda, which, I know NASCAR has raced over there. And I also kind of thought about this. So even though NASCAR does run at Coda, I think right around like March, or like the early part of the season, I would say this. I would suggest probably, putting, the NASCAR Coda weekend the same weekend as the Formula One guys are racing, and then that auto way, you would have I don't know. Probably I'd probably say maybe Xfinity on Saturday whatsoever, and then Sunday you'd have doubleheader F1 and then doubleheader Cup. I don't know how that would work out, but
Where are you putting all of those race teams, Corey? Where are you gonna double stack race teams? You're gonna bring an entire F1 crew and a whole. You see where I'm going? Like where are they putting
yeah.
it?
See, that's the $1 million question.
Well, I can answer the
huge
$1 million question. It has to be at a track. And now Herm's leaving. It has to be at a track where you have the capacity to house the Cup Series and the open wheel series. Has to be a place where you have ample room to make sure that every team and each side of the coin, the Cup Series guys and the open wheel guys, have areas where they can work. If you're Bristol, that's not going to work.
No.
If you're Dover, that's not going to work. But if you're Texas, Daytona, Charlotte, I'll even throw Phoenix into Little B cleaning. They do Vegas too. Thank you. And I know who that is.
Which,
Eric.
of course, that's the Vegas street race, by the way.
Sure. But if you have ample room to house all these teams, you can make it happen. So let's stop talking about, and I don't know if anybody did, the short tracks. Let's talk about the 2.5s, Talladega, Daytona. Texas is a little short of 2 miles. If you have enough room to house all those teams, you can make that weekend happen.
Possibly put it maybe on the Daytona road course, if you ask me.
Why not? I wouldn't put the Cup guys on the Daytona road course, but I'd love to see the open wheels run that gimmick.
Absolutely. I'd love to see that.
All right. Any other news and notes you got?
Well, we got plenty. For those of you guys that all mentioned, is going to be running the truck race at Daytona. No, I'm just kidding.
Say his name.
Yes. I know. I wanted to do that just to mess with you guys. But okay. But
all right.
In all seriousness, John Hunter Nemechek, he is going to be running the truck race at Daytona. Is going to be driving the second Halmer Friesen truck, which of course number 62, which you guys have probably seen in a few races and so forth. And I'll also give this as a double or a triple. So not only that, you also have Corey LaJoie that's going to be running the truck race at Daytona, driving the number 75 for Henderson Motorsports.
Interesting.
Which
doesn't matter.
Which I will say, if you do remember last year, Parker Kligerman was going to win the race, and then look, his truck ended up getting disqualified, and then gets put to the tail end of the longest line.
Right. To me, it doesn't matter who runs the truck race. It comes down to who's going to finish second behind Tony Stewart.
Yeah.
Because Tony Stewart's running that truck race.
Mm-hmm.
Tony Stewart, 3-time champion. Tony Stewart can win on a lawnmower. Who's going to finish behind Tony Stewart on that Friday night?
Oh, absolutely.
I'm putting it out here. Herm, if this is the last thing you do as a member of our team, write it down, put it on the window. Tony Stewart wins the truck race Friday night, the 13th in Daytona.
All right.
That's me. And I don't think I'm throwing my balls on the table. I'm just going by Tony Stewart could drive a fucking big wheel around Daytona and find a way to win.
And actually, it's funny because the last time Tony Stewart actually won a truck race, I believe it was Richmond in 2003.
That sounds about right.
Yep.
But he's Tony freaking Stewart. Come on.
Right? Dude, I wouldn't be surprised if he wins that race.
If Tony Stewart went tomorrow to Seekonk, to Waterford, to Stafford, to Thompson, Tony Stewart's winning that race. What you're asking yourself is who's going to finish second?
Right?
And I have no shame in my game. Tony Stewart's winning that truck race in Daytona.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the amount of times that he's won at Daytona, it's phenomenal. I mean, I
Never the
wouldn't say
500. However,
no, no,
every other race he's dominated.
right. I mean, the 400, the duels, the clash race, which was at Daytona beforehand. But I mean, but
Yep.
other than that, Tony, has done pretty good when it comes to the super speedways and whatnot. And of course, Talladega, he does have that one win, which that was a couple years ago, and whatnot.
Yep.
But then yet again, it not only would be great for him to win that race, but then think about the fact that it would be the first win for Ram and be the first win for Colleague's new truck team. That would be a feel good story of the year.
Oh yeah, absolutely. So if you don't have anything else, let's get into our
Actually, I do have one
superlatives.
more.
Okay.
So another feel good story that I looked on the last few weeks was how about Corey LaJoie running the 99 for RFK in the Daytona 500? And I'm thinking about this right now. If there's one guy that I think could possibly pull off the upset, it might be LaJoie, because if you think about it, I mean, the fact that RFK gets back to 99, which is great, and of course, the 99 has been famous when it had Jeff Burton, Carl Edwards, and whoever they had,
Daniel Suarez.
Daniel Suarez, yes, Daniel Suarez, and but for him to win the 500, I mean, that would be pretty cool if you think about it, and think about what he did in the Daytona 500 last year.
Look at any speedway race, super speedway race, Talladega, Daytona. Corey LaJoie is always up front.
Mhm.
That's his wheelhouse. You get him on a super speedway, he's top 5, top 10.
Yes.
Putting him in that car, whether it's a part-time deal or what have you, that's Corey LaJoie's wheelhouse. I honestly could see Corey LaJoie winning that race. Am I going to put my entire fortune on it? Not that I have a fortune, but no. But I wouldn't count him out. Look at the guys who have look at the guys who have won Daytona in the past who did, I hate to say it, but fuck all the rest of their career. Former guest of the show, Derek Cope.
Yes.
Justin Haley, Harrison Burton. I mean, these are names that when you ask somebody about the history of NASCAR, they're never going to say, except maybe Derek Cope, who had some decent moments beside that. But man, if this circuit were just all 2 mile and above, Corey LaJoie would be a champion head over heels all the time. Same with Matt DiBenedetto. Same with Lake Speed. Same with a lot of other guys. But this circuit has super speedways, intermediates, short tracks, what have you. Corey LaJoie just doesn't translate on the other tracks, but you put him at Talladega and Daytona, he's a contender.
Without question.
Absolutely. Do you have any other news and notes? Herm is waiting. He wants to vote on these superlatives. God bless America. Corey, do you have any other news and notes?
So one more thing before we get on to it. We do want to congratulate the people that were in the NASCAR Hall of Fame. Kurt Busch, Harry Gant, and Ray Hendrick. If you guys didn't watch the induction ceremony, it was. Oh, I didn't get to watch it, but congratulations to those guys that made it in, especially Kurt Busch, which
I'm going to disagree with you.
All right,
Kurt
go ahead.
Kurt Busch definitely deserving, but to watch, there was a video that somebody put out of Harry Gant walking through the NASCAR Hall of Fame and seeing his car and seeing his pylon. If you've never been to the NASCAR Hall of Fame, please go. It is like history unfolding before your eyes. I could go through that 700 times and find something new. But to see him walk through and see his car and see his pylon with the blue circle and his face and everything, he was so proud and he's so deserving. Harry Gant, this was way too long. He should have been in 5 years ago. But man, when you talk about Harry Gant, man, Kurt Busch, okay, we knew he was going to go in eventually, and he did. But
Right.
Harry Gant, this is far, far too late. But
Yeah.
far too late also translates to I got in.
Right.
Good on him.
Hmm.
And to see the tears coming out of his eyes when he saw that 33 Skull Bandit car on display,
Mm.
wow.
Yeah.
Just freaking phenomenal.
Mm.
All right. Herm's digging his heels. He wants to vote.
All right. Well,
Are
I'm
are
ready
you
when you
ready?
guys. I'm ready.
All right. Corey's going to give his superlatives after, but I'm going to lead with mine. Ladies and
Okay.
gentlemen, boys and girls, if you haven't ever seen this before, these are the Speedy Awards. These are superlatives like in your high school yearbook. Oh, who's the best dressed? Who is this? Who is that? We don't want to know that. We want to know certain things that you think about NASCAR. So here we go. I'm going to lead off. I'm going to start with Herm. This year's most punchable face in NASCAR. Who do you see on your screen week to week and say, I just want to punch that guy in the face?
Cole Custer.
Wow.
Explain.
He don't do shit.
That's all right. Fair enough.
I don't even know how the hell he has a job. I literally don't even know how he has a job. If my success
Understood.
rate was his success rate, I'd be unemployed.
You'd be fired.
Yeah.
If the weatherman succeeded the way that Cole did, and everybody just pushes him forward like he's the son of fucking Christ. Like, I don't know what the hell he's got on people. I don't know what's going on, but I'm telling you right now, it's not fucking performance. I don't know if
All right.
I don't know if he's blowing the old man. I don't know what's up.
Fair.
But he don't deserve the job he has, nor to keep it or a smile on his fucking teeth.
Understood. Corey, who has the most punchable face in NASCAR?
Nick Sanchez.
Really?
Yeah.
Explain.
I don't know, because like, there was one confrontation that I watched, and it was Stuart Friesen, which of course he was mad at Nick Sanchez, and then there was one part where he was gonna fight him, whatever, and then you see like that smirk on his face saying like, what are you gonna do about it? Fight me. If you think you're that tough, fight me. And then it was also the same when Jesse Love wasn't too happy the way that Nick raced him at the end at Las Vegas last season. And I don't know, like, to me, like, he's got good talent, but I just think he's an immature punk, if you know what I mean.
Understood. For me, I don't care how good he is. I don't care how much I like him. But when I see his face, the first thing I think of is I want to punch the shit out of that guy. And I like him. Here's the weird part. I like him. Like Dottie. I like Carson Hocevar has the most punchable face in NASCAR.
Wow.
I would look, talent over here, fantastic, wonderful driver, does great things. Over here, you just got this face I want to slap the shit out of every time I see you on camera. There's something about him, and the fact that he looks like Corey, notwithstanding, I would never slap Corey, but man, as far as most punchable face, dude, Carson Hocevar wins in a landslide.
Yeah, for sure.
All right. The next category is the biggest disappointment driver of 2025. I think Herm and I are going to have the same, but I'm going to start, and Corey's going to be the main event.
All right.
How do you not vote for Cole Custer?
I was going to say, same answer. C answer one.
Cole Custer comes up to the Cup Series, has a lukewarm career, gets sent back to Xfinity, has a fantastic career, wins himself a championship. They say, come back.
And he has an even more lukewarm career.
I wouldn't even say lukewarm. This is like
tepid.
Yeah, tepid water.
Tepid.
Very good. To me, Cole Custer wins this hands down without question. Go ahead, Herm.
I reiterate what he said. How does he keep a job? How does he keep a job?
If it were me, and I'll say this, and I want to
What's
bring up
going
an
on
old.
that they just want to throw money down a fucking hole for him?
Let,
What
let me
development is he fucking doing?
let me bring up an old time name that obviously Corey dives into the history, but Herm, you will get right off the bat. Randy LaJoy. Randy LaJoy won everything on the Bush / Nationwide / Xfinity / O'Reilly / Tampax fucking tampon series that you could win. If you put Randy LaJoy in a cup car, he's a monkey doing a math problem. Stay in your lane, kid. Cole Custer should be, in my opinion, Xfinity driver, O'Reilly, gimmick, Schnabitz, whatever they're calling it this year. He should stay in that league and just dominate, much like Matt Crafton in the Truck Series. I don't think that's hard for anybody to figure out.
Mhm.
Well, since Herm and I are on the same page, Corey, most disappointing driver of 2025, sorry.
I probably would say, geez, I can't believe 2026 is already over.
2025, sir. We're in 2026.
I know.
Breathe with me.
I'm busting your balls, dude.
I know you are. Bob Backlund.
But yes. So I'd probably say my disappointing driver would honestly have to be Kyle Busch.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, because, if you look at it, like, when he first came into the sport, like, I don't know, say 20 years ago, I mean, the kid was like winning almost everything. He was winning trucks, he was winning O'Reilly, he was winning in the Cup Series races. I mean, without question. Now, you look at, the Kyle Busch there is now, and of course, he is 40, and, he's only won, like, truck races, like, here and there, but he hasn't been, like, as dominant as what he used to be, like, than what he was like 20 years ago. But
and you can't blame the equipment because Austin Dillon has won in the RCR equipment, whereas Kyle Busch hasn't.
Right. But the thing is, though, is that like you look at Richard Childress Racing as a whole, and they're not really like as competitive as what they were years ago. Because I look at them right now, and they're basically getting beat by the Penske's, the Hendricks, the Gibbs, and then of course they're getting beat by freaking Rick Ware every week, which
What? Go ahead, please.
Which to me, like, I'm thinking to myself, like, when was the last time you've ever seen RCR that was dominant? I mean, back when you had like Dale Earnhardt, you had Clint Boyer and Kevin Harvick, and those guys would all dominate and win races. Heck, I remember, when you watch the O'Reilly series, from like 2004 to like 2008, RCR was kicking ass, in that series, and they were winning like 85% of the races every year. But that's the thing that I look at right now, and the thing that also kind of, questions me this year is that, how is RCR going to be, when they come to Daytona? Because again, they're good on the super speedways, and also, let's not to mention that this is going to be Kyle Busch's 21st try to win the 500. And, I mean, to me, like, I wouldn't be surprised if he either wins it or loses because, again, it's Daytona, anything can happen. But the
there's only two outcomes.
Right. But the only thing I question this season is how Richard Childress Racing is going to do. I mean, we already seen what the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series has done over the last couple of years, but it's just the Cup Series side. They really need to get their momentum going.
Fair enough. And Herm, I'm going to do this for you. Corey, who are the two winningest drivers on the Cup Series for Richard Childress Racing?
Dale Earnhardt.
Yes.
And Harvick?
Kevin Harvick, correct. Beautiful. All right. My next superlative is, what was the best race on any three series of 2025? I'll start with Corey.
All right. So this one I had a little bit of a hard time thinking about, but the one race that I do remember, and Herm will probably remember this, was when Ryan Blaney won the race at Daytona in the August race. And okay, so funny story to this.
Oh, Herm was all over that. I remember that.
Yeah. So funny story to this was, so I was over at one of my friend's house who lives down in like
You have no
He
friends.
lives. I know I don't. But anyways, so one of my friends lives down in Norfolk, and what was funny was that so I pretty much turned on the race because everybody else was either in like the hot tub or whatever it is and so forth. So
Oh, the
it
hot
was,
tub. Were there
yes,
titties?
uh,
Braylon's not
uh,
here. I can say that.
there might have been a few. You never know.
Ooh,
But
stat blow
anyways,
jokes. Go ahead.
so it was funny because I think like probably like 15 or 16 laps in, some of my friends who've never even watched a NASCAR race before, they were sitting and watching and all that, and then they were kind of like, you know, chirping in like what was going on, and and I told them like all the stats and everything and so forth. But so so then it was me and then my friend and his girlfriend. We were watching the race, and then I think like we all left at like probably 11 or so. So I'm driving home, right, and I have the race in the car, and of course I'm listening to the Motor Racing Network, the
The
voice of
voice of
NASCAR.
NASCAR.
So I'm on my way home, and so I'm driving on the highway, and this was the part where I think this was like 20 laps ago. So I probably say from my friend's house back to when I got to my town, they were on the last lap, and then of course, they mentioned something that Cole Custer took the lead to the white flag or whatever, and I thought to myself like, holy shit, like Herm's gonna be pretty happy, if Custer ends up winning this race, and then next thing you know, Blaney ends up winning the race and whatever, and then I remember reading the chat, I think like right afterwards. I think it was Herm's comment that said like, "Holy shit! Like what the fuck just happened?" And then I think you chimed in saying like, Custer won, 4 wide finish, whatever, and
Custer could
and
have won with a 4 wide
yeah,
finish. Yes.
right. But I don't know if you guys saw like on the last lap when they were going down the backstretch when Justin threw that huge block. I thought to myself, if I'm the second place guy, I would have dumped him, no question.
Oh yeah,
Because
because Haley, when Haley throws that block, there are 3 or 4 legitimate contenders behind him
oh
that
yeah,
basically got screwed. If you go back, and I always reference this when it comes to this stuff, the 2007 Daytona 500, where Kevin Harvick came from 19th and won the race,
hmm
there wasn't a lot of blocking. It was just, I'm going to go out here. I'm going to take the line. These guys are going to push me. Justin Haley kind of took that line away as a slower
right,
car, trying to improve his position. And all the people underneath in that low lane on the inside benefited from that block. So if Justin Haley doesn't make that block, we're not talking about what we're talking about now.
right.
But 'tis what it is.
But I will say that was a great finish though, and I'm not gonna lie. I mean, for all those cars to come to this finish line like 3 by 3 by 3 by 3, I literally thought to myself, how those guys didn't wreck coming to the checkered flag, and how there wasn't a big wreck on the backstretch. I have no idea.
Agreed. I'll throw it to Herm. Best race of 2025 from what you saw, and I know you only got limited gimmicks.
Yeah, like I honestly can't pull like a memory of a specific race out of my head. I don't know. I mean, there were some good races this year. I just cannot pick a specific race that sticks out.
Understood.
Mm.
And from, if we were to go back in the chat where Herm was like, this was a great race. This was a great race. This was a great race. We don't have the time to do that, but I'll give you mine. And because the 2024 Daytona 500 was shortened by rain and William Byron wins, I'm going to go to the 2025 Daytona 500 where he won correctly and goes back to back. One of 4 drivers to ever go back to back in the Daytona 500. Yes, I'm being a homer, and yes, I don't care. William Byron going back to back was, to me, it made me think that my choice when Kevin Harvick retired and I go with William Byron, it made that choice that much sweeter. Now, all he has to do is win a championship, and I'll be happy.
Right.
All right. the next superlative award that we're going to do, and I'm praying and hoping that Herm complies with this one. This is the Darrell Waltrip 1996 Please Retire Already Reward. What driver on the circuit should just get the hell out because you've outlived your welcome? Herm? It's got to be a veteran driver. It can't be like Cody Ware.
No, it's got to be like Tony Stewart.
Tony Stewart's not in.
No, I know. I'm just saying like.
I know what you're saying.
Kurt Busch could hang it up. Or Kyle, rather.
All right. Fair.
Kyle can hang that up.
All right. Corey?
Yeah, I was gonna say Kyle Busch as well.
I wore this shirt at Corey's house. and I'll wear it again in New Hampshire. Kyle Busch is definitely my answer. Hashtag fuck Kyle Busch.
Yes.
All right. Now, this is the one where on any of the three series that we're all going to maybe have a different answer. And then my superlatives are done. Then Corey may have a couple, hopefully. If you did your homework, I told you guys to do your thing. The Why Are You Still Here award, the crappiest driver on the circuit. Corey gets to start.
Harrison Burton.
Wow. Look, dude, I don't often like to stand up for Harrison Burton, but heck of a driver on the Xfinity / now O'Reilly series. But on the Cup series, a bucket of suck. I agree with you, but
yeah,
dude has skills on the lower level.
Right.
You're saying that. Go ahead.
Well, I mean, at first I was gonna say Matty D, which, yeah, we all know his success is pretty much done for at this point. But
sleep with one eye open in New Hampshire, bitch.
Oh boy. Well, I'm probably gonna be dead after this weekend. anyways, no, but that was probably the only driver that I pretty much thought of. I couldn't think of anyone else, to think of, why they're still here. But I mean, it'll be interesting to see how Harrison does next season. So, especially on the lower side.
Understood.
Yeah.
All right, Herm. Why are you still here?
Are we picking a specific race series?
No, you can pick whatever on the top three that you like. Why are you still here?
Did Malcolm in the Middle stick around for another season? For 26?
He's coming back from what I understand.
Oh, there you go. That's the answer.
Okay. So Frankie Muniz.
Yes.
I'm going to say this as my driver only because I love saying his name and hearing you guys react. Why are you still here, Cody Ware?
True.
You shouldn't be here. You're here because your daddy owns the race team. You're here because daddy wants you in the car, but you're a bucket of suck.
Yes.
The end. Done. That's where I leave off. Now, Corey, do you have any nominations or awards you'd like to give out before Schmoop gets here?
Probably I would say like maybe, how about this? I'm going to make it easy. Underrated driver of 2025.
Ooh, that's a good one. Let me think about it. Underrated driver. That's tough because my underrated driver actually won a bunch of races. And as the season went forward, improved his oval game late, but too late. I'm going to say Shane Van Gisbergen.
Yeah, I'm going to say SVG as well.
You know, if you look at road courses, which SVG absolutely dominated, but then you look at the oval package, and if you go back and watch last season of Speedway Review, we all said, let's see where your super speedway, your intermediates, and whatever package goes forward. When you get through August, September, October, November, he really did. He stepped up, but it was too little too late.
Mm-hmm.
Now let's see what SVG does next year. But if you're going to ask me that question, SVG.
Okay.
Herm?
I have two.
Oh, this ought to be nice.
The Gray brothers.
Ooh, Taylor and Tanner.
Ah.
Good call. On the truck series? Okay.
All right.
You want to add anything to that? Or
All right.
all right, Corey, it's your turn.
All right. The one driver that didn't win the championship last year will most likely succeed in 2026 is and why. And it could be any series.
Okay. My easy answer would be William Byron, the 24 on the Cup Series. However, I'm going to go with Lane Riggs on the Truck Series, the 34. Dude had a great season from February until August. Everything after that seemed to fall apart for the 34 team. So my vote's going to go to Lane Riggs.
Yeah, honestly, I think I'm going to go with the same answer as well, because if you think about it, now that Corey Heim is not going to be in the truck series anymore, I mean, who else are you going to have in the trucks that's going to be tough to beat? I mean, besides the fact that now you got Caden Honeycutt that's going to be driving the 11 truck for Tricon Garage, which it'll be interesting to see how he does and so forth. But honestly, like I will say, I do expect Lane to be a lot more dominant this year, and hopefully he'll be in championship contention. Once we get to Homestead in November. So, and not to mention, Lane is just one of those guys that when you take him to the short tracks, like he knows how to conserve his equipment.
Right. But if you look at the supers, Lane was in the top 10 at all of those races. He had the goods. However, coming down to the stretch, he just had bad luck.
Oh yeah.
Okay. And Herm ran away. We don't get his answer. You'll have to re-ask your question when Herm gets back. And when Schmoop arrives, we're going to go rapid fire. Don't forget, ladies and gentlemen, next week, Herm's last episode, we're drafting our fantasy teams for 2026. We're going to have a good time. Corey, I haven't seen you wear your Dick Trickle shirt ever on this show. Why not?
Not yet, but I'm gonna wear it soon though.
You should wear it for next week for the fantasy draft. You won that shirt.
Yes.
Corey, the year that Corey won, I paid him off this past summer. Dick Trickle, the White Knight, beautiful shirt.
Which I will say, it is a great shirt, by the way. Thank you.
It is fantastic. Shirt. No, you're welcome. You earned it. Ask your question to Herm. Get his answer.
All right. The driver that didn't win the championship last year will most likely succeed in 2026 will be, and why?
William Byron.
I don't know. There's like 300 of them. Pick one. I'm just saying. There's like a shitload of them. Like,
well, it could be any series.
yeah,
Any
it could.
series.
Yeah, it could. It could be any series. I don't know. Fuck.
James K. Polk.
Hey.
William Byron.
I don't know.
He doesn't want to put his name on the blotter. I understand.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, Herm had a superlative that we're gonna wait for Schmoop when she gets here. I
don't
can't
remember
wait
what the
to
fuck
hear
that
this.
was.
How many times that Herm said this, that, or the third that pissed Schmoopy off, and you use Chat GPT to get the answer? And you actually
that was how many times I said the F word.
How many times was it?
It was 17.
17.
Yes,
That's not
it was
not as bad as I thought.
No, it was 17.
Wow. At least you didn't lose $41 to the little shitbag. I'm up to 11 now. Wait till she gets here. I might add $5 to that. Corey, do you have another category?
All right. The one race that you're looking forward to in 2026.
Man, it's the one race I look forward to every freaking year, and I'm gonna do two. I'm gonna hermit. I'm choosing two.
Okay.
One, the Daytona 500. Every year, that's my gimmick. That's my gig. I want. It signals the beginning of my favorite 37 weeks of the year.
Mm-hmm.
But my second is when we go to New Hampshire this August. Because not only do I get to see phenomenal excuse me, I got the hiccups. My apologies. Not only does it signify I get to hang out with my buddies, but I get to see great short track racing, and we just have the best time. Now, I'll caveat that if Mark and or Skip is watching, we're not going out to dinner every fucking night like last year.
No, of course not.
This past year, I bought one shirt. I bought gimmicks for a bunch of people. I probably spent $150 at the track, which is pretty low. I spent $17,499 on dinner this past year. But if Andrea's watching from Surfside, I'm coming back for you, baby. I'm coming back for you, sweetheart.
Let's go.
So, to me, every year, the race I look the most forward to is Daytona. However, Guys Weekend in New Hampshire, that's my second choice. So I hermed it. I did the thing. Now, Herm not being a part of the show this coming year, except for drop-ins, this is going to be a great question for him.
Okay.
The only race I would think about looking forward to watching would be maybe Daytona.
Fair. It's the one race that even people that I know don't love racing,
it's long and you don't have
to
pay attention. You can skip a shitload of laps in another room doing some shit and come back and catch up.
Right. When Harvick won in 2007, I got calls from people I didn't even know watched NASCAR. It's like, dude, your boy won. I'm like, you watch NASCAR? No, I watched Daytona. Okay, thank you. Appreciate it. But, where do you go from there? Corey and I are way too deep in the weeds, but now I want to hear Corey's answer. It was your question.
Yeah.
Now let's get your answer.
So I would probably say the one race, or actually the one race weekend that I'm really looking forward to the most is when NASCAR goes to Coronado in San Diego in June, and that one is going to be really interesting. The fact that not only they're going to be racing on a Navy base, but also the fact that they're going to be celebrating America's 250th birthday. And again, who would have thought, we're going to be racing on a Navy base in June. I mean, look at a couple of years ago when IndyCar raced on the airport in Cleveland for a number of
Yep.
years, and then they also raced on the airport runway strip in Edmonton for a couple of years as well. But to race on a naval base, I will say, it is going to be a very interesting to see how that's going to play out, and not to mention to run all three series that are going to be there, and also to have Jimmy Johnson that's going to run both the truck race and the Cup race that weekend. That's going to be a
Who?
very the 7-time Cup Series champion, 2-time Daytona 500 winner.
Yada 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 yada.
Exactly, but that's the only race that I'm looking forward to the most, and also not to mention Prime Video that's going to be covering that race as well, which that'll be very interesting to see.
Oh, absolutely, and I think we all agreed before I introduced the young lady in the corner. When Prime did the race coverage last year, it was phenomenal.
BRB.
They did a fantastic job.
Yes.
Everything was great. The graphics were great. The coverage was great. The commentation was great.
Absolutely.
And we heard everybody have their say, but all of us on this panel said, dude, Prime did it right.
Mm-hmm.
Because they learned from when they did the NFL how to make this happen.
Right.
And the fact that they're going to go back to Prime for however many races this season just makes it even better.
Mm-hmm.
It's going to be freaking phenomenal.
Right.
And of course, for all of you out there, we're waiting for Schmoop so I can introduce her. Herm's going to piss her off. We already know this. We'll get her answers. Corey, do you have any more superlatives?
So I will say, so when you were talking about like one of your friends was calling you about, the race and everything, like, so I usually get that a few times when one of my friends will text me saying like, dude, that was one heck of a finish. Did you see that and everything? I'm like, yeah, you're talking to someone.
Of course I did.
You're talking to someone that's been a fan for like 20 years. Like, come on. Like, what do you think? Like, I haven't watched it? Sheesh.
All right.
Anyways.
So before we get into Corey's next superlative, please welcome, if she can come back on screen. Thank you very much. The one, the only, the NBC broadcast queen, the Schmoop, the best, the wonderful. Please welcome Miss Braylon.
Hey.
Hey, welcome. So we're doing our Speedy Awards. Corey's got, do you have any more, Corey, or should we just run down the list of what we've already done?
What Speedy Awards?
The Speedy Awards are superlatives that you'll find out when you get to high school. You vote on like the best dressed, the class dreamer won, a bunch of stuff, and you're about to answer for you. So, Corey, do you have any more, or should we just run through?
I think we should just run through.
All right. Miss Braylon, get back on camera.
Hold on.
Damn it. We pay you too much for this.
Just too much.
And Herm cussed 17 times.
Right.
And I owe you $11 when we get to New Hampshire. See, this is why we can't have nice things. I stayed up late for this. Woman, get on camera. What is she doing?
Ow.
Hey!
Hey!
I
Welcome.
was looking for something.
All right, I'm going to run down mine, and Corey's going to run down his. You have to vote who wins these categories.
Okay.
First question. Who has the most punchable face in NASCAR? What is that?
Are you pouring crack out of a bag?
She's selling rocks on the side. I swear to God.
No.
Oh!
Huh?
Braylon,
What?
come be a part of the team. Work with us.
I am.
She's busy beating.
Hello, Skip in the comment section. All right. Braylon,
Yeah.
who has? Oh, there's Skip. It always rains in New Hampshire. God bless America. All right, Braylon, who has the most punchable face in NASCAR?
The first person that came to my mind was Kyle Busch.
Oh,
I love this girl. Can I get my
yes.
shirt? I'm going to wear this in New Hampshire just for you. All right. Second question. The biggest disappointment driver of 2025?
Of 2025?
Yes.
Like the person that disappointed me?
Yes. Today, Junior.
I'm thinking.
Thinking. Oh, yeah. We got 17 minutes left. I can't do this.
We'll get back to that question.
Oh, we'll get back to that question. Okay. The best race of 2025 for you?
Talladega.
Nice. Which one?
Talladega.
There's 2 Talladega races, dear.
The later one. The later one.
Oh, the fall.
Yeah.
Okay. The Darrell Waltrip Retire Already Award. Who should retire right now?
Denny Hamlin.
Really? Oh my God. I didn't see that coming. Why?
Because he's just getting older, and I think he should just spend more time with like his family and stuff.
Fair enough. The Why Are You Still Here Crappy Driver Award. Just say Cody Ware and get it done. There you go.
Or
Cody.
or Cole Custer.
Wow. Skip Perry's in the comment section. He says, that's easy. Bubba Wallace. Wow. Bubba's good on the supers. He's not good anywhere else. I'll give Skip credit on that one. Oh, by the way, Skip, thank you for my next beer. This is good. Yeah. I steal these out of the fridge every now and again. Like Skip brings beer, I steal them. Anyway.
Nice.
So, Corey, give her your awards, and let's see where Schmoop goes.
Oh, wait, I have to answer one, don't I?
Well, you just answered the last one. Oh, wait. Yeah, you didn't answer one. You said, get back to me. We'll worry about that later.
I know who it is.
Okay.
Chase Briscoe. Why are we frozen?
We're not.
Oh.
I'm not sure where he falls into these superlatives, but
he's my disappointment driver.
Oh, that's right. You said get back to me on the disappointment.
He's my disappointment driver.
Because you wanted him to win the cup.
Yeah.
Because his name is right.
And he shaved his head like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Ace is a disappointment, pretty much. Or got it.
Corey, give me your awards.
I know whose Herm disappointment is. The Denver Broncos.
Oh, good Christ. The kid is going rogue.
In the room right there?
I gotta go.
Are your parents within like earshot of what I'm about to say?
Don't cost me money.
I don't think so.
I don't think so. Then I'm not risking it. But you can shove those little beads somewhere where the sun don't shine, sweetheart.
Oh, damn.
We'll get to that, Schmoop, before we close. We're going to do this like we did on Dysfunction. However, Corey, give her your superlatives.
All right. So most punchable face in NASCAR I had was Nick Sanchez. My disappointment driver in NASCAR was Kyle Busch. My best race of the year was when Ryan Blaney won the August race at Daytona. The Darrell Waltrip Retire Already award
No,
goes
no, no,
to.
no, 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 no. You're doing it
Oh,
wrong.
he wants
What
you
are
to read your questions,
Oh,
not your
What
answers.
are your questions?
oh, my questions?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. Well, I don't know if there's a outtake on this, but well, we'll get to that later. But all right.
It'll
So
all be taken care of in post.
most punchable face in NASCAR.
No, you're missing the point. Your questions that you asked us that you want
Oh.
her to answer.
Okay.
Good Christ. We've lost the plot.
Oh Jesus. All right.
Just
Okay.
play the Joe Hendry music, he'll clap. I understand this.
Okay. So the driver that didn't win the championship, if I'm doing this right, the driver that did win the championship in 2025 will most likely succeed in 2026. Will be and why?
Chase Briscoe because
You know any other
made
names?
Obvious.
Because he made it all the way to the championship for
Obvious.
for
You know
his
there's
first
like more
year
than one
in
person
a new
in
car.
NASCAR, right?
She knows. She's gonna, you know what? When she turns 18, she's coming to Colorado and she's gonna stab you, and you're gonna be on small town murder. And when she gets sentenced, it'll be like, you, ma'am, may F off, and that's gonna be the gimmick.
Careful, young lady. This is a stand your ground state.
Oh God.
You got me on that one. Next question, Corey.
All right. Most underrated driver in 2025.
Somebody named Chase.
No. Caden
With 11
Honeycutt.
minutes to go. Wow.
Wow. Okay.
What are you doing?
Nothing.
Yes, you with the freckles. What are you
She's
doing?
beating.
Beating?
Oh, I can't.
Oh, diamond gimmick. Yeah, okay.
Yeah. There we go.
Hey, Schmoop.
Yeah.
I'm gonna bring the belt. I'm gonna bring the belt to New Hampshire, and I want you to sign the back of it.
No.
I want your autograph on the back of this sweet belt.
No.
No, just to have it. I just want
Good.
you to
All
sign
you need
the
to know
back
how
of
to
the
write
belt.
is my condolences and then sign your name.
Indeed, Herm wins. Yes. Sorry about the fact that your team gives you hope every year.
For real.
Go F
My
yourself,
condolences.
Braylon.
Braylon. There it is.
Yeah, right? I'm still going to hold this belt up. None of you have a belt for your team.
No.
That's right.
Watch me get one.
Oh, you know what? Let's just skip the rest of Corey's gimmick.
Hold on.
We did this on Dysfunction.
Hold on.
We're going to do it here.
Honey, go get the helmet.
Yeah, go get the helmet. I'm doing this now. The Super Bowl this
Yes.
year
Mhm.
is the NFC champions Seattle Seahawks versus the AFC champions New England Patriots. Yeah, I got that part. Thank you. Stop.
Are you going to bedazzle their goddamn uniforms with that shit too?
Yeah.
I'd pay
Actually-
money to see Drake May with a bedazzled uniform. I ain't gonna lie.
Robert Kraft with bedazzled collars.
After he gets a rub and tug. Anyway,
Mm.
let's get this out of the way. We did it on Dysfunction 2 hours ago. If you're not watching Dysfunction Junction, you're doing it wrong. But we're gonna do it here. Seattle, 2 weeks from now. Seattle versus New England. This is a weird matchup. I'll start with Braylon, then we'll work to the next Patriot fan, Corey. Then we'll go to Herm. Then we'll go to me. Braylon, Who's going to win the Super Bowl and why?
Okay. So I've got all my reasons stacked up. So
Oh, I bet you did.
everybody's saying like it's 2016, which it is because the Patriots and the Seahawks, they went against each other in the Super Bowl in 2016, and the Patriots won in overtime from like a pickoff, and they ran to the touchdown. So I think that's what's gonna happen again because everybody's saying like it's 2016 all over again.
She did her homework. That's good. Go ahead. So who's going to win and why?
Oh, the Patriots, because they're just better. Knocking on wood.
Knocking on wood. And she qualifies it right away. I love it. Thank you, Shmoop. All right, Corey, you're a Patriots fan. Seattle versus New England. Who's going to win and why?
All right, so of course I do remember watching that game. However, the game did not go into overtime, but we did see, one moment where Pete Carroll decides to be, dumb, saying, "Hey, why don't we throw a pass at the goal line?" When yet, you had beast mode sitting right there running it in, and then of course Malcolm Butler happened. So now we're going into the Patriots Seahawks Super Bowl round 2, and if you think about it, I just want to say, who would have thought, Mike Vrabel was going to come in and put this team from 4-13 to now a Super Bowl contending team. It's, like honestly, with May and Diggs and whatever, and then you got the Seahawks, which, you got Sam Darnold going to be performing for the first time in this big game, and then you got Jackson Smith and Jigba, and not to mention their defense has been pretty good this year too. So I don't know. I mean, I'd have to say, and I'm going to do this as a score right now. I think it's going to be 37-34 New England.
Oh, here's my score for this.
Go ahead.
6-7 New England.
You're talking about a defensive game where one touchdown versus 2 field goals?
I'm kidding. No, I'm kidding. I was only doing it because like 6-7,
Oh my God, I hate that. Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome last time we're ever going to talk to Braylon for 6-7. I'm kidding.
Okay, so the actual score is going to be like, I'm thinking like 27-36.
No,
New
them
England.
fuckers never scoring that high, first of all. They ain't got the gas to go that far. And the odds, first of all, in Vegas right now favor them. They don't. My bad. They don't. They favor Seattle by a third.
Yeah.
230 to 190. That's
They're
your
not
bet
even
line,
in
girl.
Vegas. They're not
Yeah,
even
we're
playing
not.
in
Maybe
Vegas.
you're not, but I can throw a fucking rock and hit that shit.
Oh,
Vegas odds.
Your
Vegas
Patriots,
betting odds.
Your Patriots don't have the gas to go the 15 rounds. They don't have the gas to make it. It's not gonna happen. I know you're young and positive, and that's a great outlook to have at your age, but I'm gonna speak some reality to you. I don't have a dog in this fight, sweetheart. I don't really care who wins or loses, but I'm telling you, it ain't the friggin' Patriots. Thank you for coming to my TED Talk.
I'm going to speak as a team that's been to the Super Bowl twice and lost twice with a high-powered offense and a passable defense. I'm going to throw this to the side. Defense wins championships.
That's true.
And right now, there is no more scarier defense in the NFL than the Seattle Seahawks.
Absolutely.
However,
the defense is the entire reason that those odd lines are the way they sit right now.
Correct. However, the New England offense has been pretty freaking explosive.
Mm-hmm.
I have said on Dysfunction Junction, and I will say it here now, I want the Patriots to win. However, being a realist, I'm saying Seattle will win, and the final score will be 24-14, Seattle.
Yeah.
Mom,
And the
what do you think your score is
Oh.
going to be for the Super Bowl
Oh,
against
jeez, here we
us
go.
and
oh, let's
Seahawks?
get Mom's opinion.
Yeah, Mom. You coming
Oh,
over?
bring up Skip's comment. I'll get the belt back. Bring it up.
Oh, jeez. Oh, Jesus.
Okay.
Here we go.
America's
I
team.
put the video on.
Yeah.
God.
You know
Okay.
why he says
Okay.
that? Because he
They're in
lost the
they're in the
bet.
same category as the Cowboys. That's lovely.
I say
No, he lost the bet. He has to say that.
Okay, ready,
Yeah.
guys?
All right,
Go
go
ahead.
ahead.
21-10 Patriots. Because we're road
21.
warriors.
Okay, so we don't say that.
Do not bring up the good GD name of the Road Warriors. My friend Joe Laurinaitis, who was actually one of the Road Warriors in wrestling, anyway.
Well, no, Matt Collins did. Warriors, come out and play.
Oh my God.
Mm.
Braylon, you're going to sign the belt. You're
No,
going to
not.
sign the belt. The
Okay,
back of
I'll
it.
send the belt, but I ain't writing my name on it.
Well, what do you think signing the belt means, kid?
I'm just gonna do something else.
She's gonna put a haiku
No.
on the fucking thing.
Right? We killed that frog. Ha ha. I don't know the rest of it. Herm, help me.
I can't.
It was cool. Ha ha.
Cool, haha.
Anyway, starting next week, we go weekly. Weekly! Every
Yes.
week. Skip said Falcons are America's team. He has to say
Oh,
that. He
Jesus.
lost the
Here
bet.
we go.
He lost the bet. The Falcons had a better record at the end of the season than the Cowboys. So therefore, the belt, yeah. I'm going to hold this right here. Anyway, we're going to talk a lot. What,
Dad's gonna
sweetheart?
be starting the podcast for me next week since I have cheer. So Dad's gonna be starting for me.
That's fine, because next week, for all of you guys out there, is the fantasy draft where all four of us draft our team for the next year. Herm is grandfathered in, even though, like a prick, he's leaving us next year. I will add $1 for that. So you're up to 12. Herm's leaving us, and I understand why. We've gone over this. And Herm's going to be part of the championship, part of the fantasy, part of everything. I'm still trying to grasp a world without Herm on this show after 2 years. However, I love you. I understand. But Herm's going to draft a team. Braylon's going to draft a team. Corey's going to draft a team and lose.
Mhm.
And Chris is going to draft. Look, I still have this book.
Wait, did you start a new book that says how much Braylon's gonna beat Corey in 2026?
No, but that's next week. After we draft, I get a new book. See, you're jumping the shark, kid.
Make sure you name it how much better Braylon's gonna do than Corey in 2026.
Herm, do you agree? Knock on wood. What do you think, Herm?
Good luck, kid.
After Corey's gimmick this year. But, Braylon, you're going to be battling against yourself every week on Braylon's picks when you do it online, and I will write them down like I did last year. And you're going to battle against yourself. How good is the team you draft versus your weekly picks?
Trust me, me and Dad already have figured out a pretty good team.
All right. Fair enough. Good on you.
And you're gonna be pretty surprised, actually.
Okay. And wait, I have it here somewhere. Give me a second. The draft order is Herm goes first.
Then you,
I go second.
me, Corey.
Braylon goes third. Corey goes fourth. That was drawn out of the hat. That's a 2026 draft order. So, you were really, kid, battling against Corey for the back end. Am I allowed to add to your New Hampshire? How do I put this? Your bankroll?
Yeah.
Okay. I'm going to fucking win. I am going to wreck shit this year. I am going to reclaim my effing status as king shit of the penis people. You just added $4. You're up to 15. Done and done.
Yes.
Look, I'm basically handing my money
bye,
away. And yeah, where did Corey go?
Bye, guys.
All right. Uh-huh.
Nope. No, it's
And
just,
hey,
That's-
everybody
that's-
here.
it happens
Anyway.
every now and then.
Yeah.
This is the part where I say thank you for joining us. Get ready for next week and get ready for freaking racing. We're a week away. Let's have some fun.
Yeah.
Herm, God, I can't. Fuck. I can't. $16. I can't say this enough. Thank you for what you've done for us. Thank you for teaching Corey. And I'm ready for you next week to do your big send off. Thank
Heard.
you so much.
Thank you.
Yep.
Can't say it enough. Corey,
Yes.
learn as much as you can. Do your thing. Let's do this. And Schmoop, it's time. Tell everybody it's over.
It's over. Ready, Herm?
Yeah.
Do it.
3, 2, 1. Bye.
Bye.
Herm, you're supposed to do it with me.
Oh,
Come on, Herm.
Bye.
Yeah.
Bye.
This is where Corey ends the show.
All right. See you all next week.
heard.
Hit the button. Hit the button.